What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Heaven 17 and their 1984 album How Men Are. And the next track is Reputation, a single word title. Those are difficult to get a read on. Reputation is someone's perceived characteristics, personality. In fact, to quote one of my favorite lines in a longtime favorite show of mine, Firefly, and the episode The Train Job, and the character Nishka says, reputation is people talking, it's gossip, it's hearsay. So yeah, that is what someone's reputation is. It is whatever they are known for, and that might be some degree legitimate and some degree exaggeration or even outright fabrication or misperception. But yes, a reputation is what someone is known for, and whether that's a good or bad reputation. Of course, it might be a more mixed reputation. But yes, it is not necessarily what they've actually done or what they are officially recorded to have done or said or be like. It is the perception of other people. So yeah, there's definitely a subjectivity to it, is I guess the point I'm making. In any case, let's give it a listen. This is Heaven 17, the track is Reputation, and it's from the 1984 album How Men Are. Shout, shout.
My clothes too big for my body. My body's too big for my mind.
Too big for you.
I don't like humiliation. I can change my clothes, but I don't think I'll change my mind. I don't have a reputation. Falling faster all the time. Help me make my reputation. I'll help yours if you'll help mine. Hey, look, I just bought a beach house, so bring all your friends along. I don't need an explanation. Bus says I must leave right now. Take the night plane to Vermont. I don't have a reputation. Falling faster all the time. Help me make my reputation. I'll help yours if you'll help mine. Here I go, I'm swinging low, move out of my way. Gonna take a look at what I found. Here I am, I've got a plan, don't walk away. My reputation follows me around. Once there was a girl in New York.
New York, New York.
Wonder where that girl has gone. She was full of adulation. I tried to phone her, strange the number turns out wrong.
Strange.
I don't have a reputation. Falling faster all the time. Help me make my reputation. I'll help yours if you'll help mine.
One of those mixed fade outs where several elements fade more quickly, or rather sooner, than one particular or a couple layers, and then eventually those layers fade too. But I always am intrigued by those because, you know, the way that most of the track fades, but then you can clearly hear that one aspect of it is still at full volume before then fading. So yeah, a very interesting one. I mean, there's definitely this jazzy swagger to it, and I think it's a bit like cheeky. Like, it feels like there's a bit of comedy happening here intentionally, And the first part, it's like he's talking about himself, saying like, I have no reputation, so you know what, we just got this fancy house, well, beach house, whatever, invite everybody. It's like he wants to build his reputation, but he wants to kind of like do it in a, what's the right word, not crass way, but it's like he wants to like suddenly just instantiate a reputation without actually doing it through genuine charisma, or building like networks of friendships and social ties and so on. It's like he wants to just have it like spring up overnight, and to almost like fabricate it or contrive it. And then in the second half, he's like talking about this woman from New York, and I thought he's kind of talking about her reputation, but then it's like he's trying to call her. And I think he's calling her a bunch. Maybe she's not answering, and so then I think it ties into like, well, he doesn't have a reputation. I don't know, like falling faster all the time is maybe the idea that like, he can't gain any traction precisely because he doesn't have a reputation. But yeah, there's like, what was it like? Going to somewhere in Vermont or whatever. There's some lines in there that are like hyper specific and a bit comedic because of that. But yeah, definitely, sort of male and female vocals, and there's like a little dancing piano line, and the guitar, which was the one element that didn't really fade and was still sort of, you know, plucking away as the track came to an end. A shorter one, honestly, like 3 minutes, at most 3.5. In fact, closer to 3 minutes proper. So yeah, a shorter one, and as I said, it felt like there was a lightness and a, we're having fun with this. Though I do think on some level it's addressing like the concept more genuinely. I mean, I heard a line about humiliation. Humiliation, it's in a similar ballpark as reputation, right? Because it's not like you feel bad specifically and exclusively because you made a mistake and you're upset that you didn't get something right. Humiliation, embarrassment, it's about the perception of others, right? Like it's about feeling bad because others will see you as having made a mistake, or having not done something right, or having done something shameful. I mean, again, shame, embarrassment, humiliation, they're all relative to the views and perspectives of other people. It's not really, or at least not exclusively, an internal thing. It's about feeling bad because you know other people will be seeing you in a bad light, or will judge you, and thus feel that you have, not lived up to what you could be, or not done something impressively or admirably. So yeah, like referencing humiliation in a song about reputation, it feels like the narrator is hyper conscious of what other people are thinking, and what status he has. So like, even though the song felt light and a bit comedic and a bit cheeky, it feels like it is looking at these related concepts on, maybe not a philosophical level, but definitely exploring them on like a psychological level. So yeah, a very interesting tune. And again, from the very earliest stuff I've heard from them, there's been a soulfulness and a funkiness and a, like, they're kind of outside the box of what you typically mean when you say synth pop. But I feel like this track is, even more down the path of having some jazzy and funky stylings, and, synth pop is not the first phrase that would come to mind. I'm not sure what you would say, like jazz pop or something like that, but yeah, a fun tune, and a tune I'm curious to hear what people have to say about it. Let me know, and I will see you next time.